Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Wednesday the 17th of February, another hump day has rolled around, middle of the week. We have a load of mods and we have a couple of updates. The updates are as follows. The Wider Farms Shed Pack by MrSealyp and the Lizard 200 Sprayer by FredModding ABP team have both had updates today. Right in front of me then, we have got the Selfmade Fendt Weights Pack. It's by Agrar Modding OST, 1.28 megabytes download. They are one slot each. They are weights. These you'll find under tools and weights. We've got an 800 kilo and 1100 kilo, 550 to buy, 750 to buy. There are no options available, they just come in grey like that. That's the first mod. Selfmade Fendt Weight Pack by Agrar Modding OST. Moving on, we've got these. This is the Concrete Blocks Pack. This is by FSM Creations. These are hulking great things. The pictures on the Mods Hub show these being put together to make up like a bunker silo. Now, it doesn't show on there whether anything will bleed through them. So whether you can set up your own kind of storage, I mean, I suppose you could build these up and make your own shed. That's quite a wide span. You've got these for putting round objects one way. You can make your own little mini roundabouts or whatever you want to do with them. These are two separate sections. So you've got end barriers and I don't know. They're pretty cool actually. Again, the kind of narrative thing pops into your head and you start thinking, oh, I wonder what I could do with these. 1.29 megabytes download. These are one slot each, as I already said, by FSM Creations. Now these you'll find under tools and miscellaneous. I thought they'd be under placeables and I looked in like the things like bales and pallets. Nope. Tools, miscellaneous. So we've got the block 4 meter for 500, the block 2.5 meter for 300, block 3 meter for 400, block 6 meter for 600, block turn left 600, block cycle right 600, road concrete block 600, and concrete road block end 600. It does say on the website these can be picked up with cranes. Now the cranes we normally have grabs. This one by Axery has got that attacher on the end. There's a couple of different mods out there with cranes like this, with arms. Some of the pallet ones that pick up the big bag handler ones, those kind of things may work, because each of these has a hook in the top of it. So what we'll do is just quickly go into there. Once you've got the crane extended out over it, it will say attach lizard block 4 meter, which I can do. I can then, with my crane, swing it round. Now, there's no mass per se on these. Let's bring that in, because it doesn't feel like there's any weight. There's no sort of swing on it or anything like that. But if I put that right down to there and then disconnect, we should be able to strap down. Yeah, so the block's strapped down as well, which is pretty handy for transport. It again adds in a whole another level of for storytelling. It opens up some possibilities. Now, because it straps down, the other thing it will work with, Smock Farmer if you watch it, my favourite thing, the big bag handler from the CSZ pack by DD Mod Passion. And this is what I mean about there being no mass to them, because this is a fairly small front loader. But we can, if you want to move them around fairly quickly and easily to set things up, you can actually use one of these on any bit of equipment you want. If you want to go a bit more realistic, you want to go for a massive wheel loader or something like that, but these will pick up like that, because I was wondering how I was going to get them all out there. I thought if I've got to load them all up one by crane or something like that's going to take absolutely ages. But as you see, they hook up one at a time and you can take them off and drop them off wherever you want. So yeah, interesting add-on to the game, I think. Concrete Blocks Pack by FSM Creations. Next up, we've got this. This is the electric chainsaw by Mantrid. You heard it right. Electric chainsaw. 0.62 megabytes download. One slot. It's only 700 to buy. I think the regular ones are 1,000, pretty much. It does say in the website, I do like it. It's very amusing. It has a large chain oil reservoir which lasts forever. Self-sharpening, so it's always in peak performance. It has a discrete internal battery with an amazing runtime. I don't think it ever runs out. It gently vibrates when idle to massage your hands. In brackets, and because the game won't not let you do it. So that's why you've got that slight vibration, because that's kind of what's built in. So, completely silent at the moment. Sounds like a hand dryer, but it does the job. If you want to be a bit more eco-friendly, I mean, obviously the batteries have to be made and you have to charge them up, but if you're using solar power, that's not too bad. But there we go. The new electric hand dryer chainsaw. I'm not mocking it at all. I think it's brilliant. Does the job. This you'll find under tools and chainsaws. Lizard electric chainsaw 700. That's by Mantrid. Brilliant. Okay, next we have got the garage, very English, garage. The garage. This is 3.49 megabytes download, 11 slots on console. This is by KxuyLS, KxUY. Never know if I'm saying that correctly or not. This is LS, sorry. It's a small garage to put stuff in, whatever you want. There's no lights, there's no light switch. Bit of foliage, because every barn, building and garage needs a bit of foliage. Nice bit of stippling texturing on there, and the roof beams, etc. Under placeables and sheds, 15,000 to buy. Slot count drops down from 11 to 1. That's the garage by KxuyLS. Next, this may be something people have been waiting for. Now there is a front lifter mod out there on a pallet. This is the pickup hitch for Claas Jaguar Forager. This is designed to go onto the Claas Jaguar Forager, hooks up, and then gives you a ball hitch and a pin hitch for hooking up to any trailers. That is a very important bit of kit, and it's going to turn out very useful for a lot of people. You can pick it up and move it around. It's 2.72 megabytes download, 4 slots on console. This is by RossN mods. You'll find it under tools and miscellaneous, I think it was. 5,000 to buy. There are no options available. It comes just like that. And if we jump into our Jaguar and back up, it hooks up, looks very neat and tidy on there. It's all bolted into place. It sits on there very nicely. Then we back up to a trailer, and boom, away we go. That's fantastic. What a handy bit of kit. Now, it does say pickup hitch for Claas Jaguar. You've probably already seen off to my left. Will it work on other forage harvesters? The answer to that is yes, it will. Obviously, it's not supposed to. Because if you look on the Claas Jaguar, those bolt sections there bolt into the frame, and that section there sits on that kind of lip. If we look on the Claas Jaguar, it's designed to sit on that. I mean, you can see where it bolts down there and there, it sits on there perfectly, but it does hook up. So it has hooked up to the New Holland FR780. We've hooked up to a different sort of trailer. Admittedly, this is another ball hitch trailer, but it will do pin hitches as well. So it does work, it will hook up. Now, I often will use a Flegel dolly, or there's all different ways of doing it, but that, very important bit of kit. Very cool indeed. That's by RossN mods. Next, right. We've got this. We've got a few weights today, actually. This is the offset mass holder. This is by FredModding. It's 2.03 megabytes and it's one slot each. I say one slot each because we've got the offset mass holder, which is this here, but it does also come with a weight that kind of goes with it. And the point behind this, I thought when it says offset, I thought it would go sideways because it shows a picture on the website of it being on a hillside, and you think, oh, well, I suppose if you can shift the weight one way or another to avoid on a hillside putting the weight on the tire or the wheel that's right being all the pressure on it, that'd be quite handy. But I think it just goes forward. It's an interesting thing, something a bit different. Also under weights, so we have the hydraulic weight adapter. I don't know if that's the wrong way round. That's the adapter, isn't it? And that's the weight. I think they're the wrong way round. They're both 1,500 to buy. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. And with the weight, well, I think that's the adapter. It's definitely the wrong way around. You can't change the colour on that. But what we'll do, yeah, attach lizard weight. So it's just set up the wrong way around. So with this, if I open up the help window, we can lower the weight or the adapter, and we can raise it. L1, R1, and right stick up and down extends the whole thing out. So there's nothing coming up to show me being able to move it side to side, but it will go forwards and backwards. Let's just bring that back in a sec. We'll lower the weight, we'll hook up to that one. Maybe this one does. Yes, that extends as well, so you can have that on its own. The premise behind this being, as far as I can tell, is that if you've got something on the back with a lot of weight on it, if you were going uphill for argument's sake, and you've got, say, a tanker, in the real world, a tanker or a slurry spreader or something with liquid in it or something that can move to the back, if it moves to the back, it can lift, parts of the tractor, take weight off bits we don't want it to. In essence, what you can do with this is you can push that whole weight system forward, which, without adding more weight on, pushes the actual centre of gravity or the pivot point for the weight much further forward, which then in essence adds more weight onto the front of the tractor. It's something a bit different, isn't it? I mean, that's a bit mad, isn't it, really? Look at it like that. I definitely haven't got anything for switching it side to side. There you go. Like I say, you can put other weights on it. It doesn't have to be that one in particular. So that's the offset mass holder by FredModding. Apologies if I've got that wrong, but that kind of looks like what it's supposed to do. Next, we've got the tools pack. Another weight. Interesting enough. This is 7.19 megabytes download. We have got a weight on a pallet, and we've got this spike, Bale spike. The spike is 3 slots. The weight is 15 slots. These are by PolyCount, TAS. Each of these things there is like a railroad tie. It's like a railroad piece of track that's been cut up into pieces. And you can increase the weight by adding more into that, so depending on what you want, it'll take more out. It does have a hitch on the back as well, so if you have it as a rear weight, you can pin hitch trailers onto the back of it as well. And the bale spike's an odd one. It's a single bale spike designed for round bales, which will do one bale at a time, and it's an auto load, which is peculiar because if you're doing one bale at a time, I mean, it makes it a bit easier for unloading onto awkward bale trailers, maybe, that kind of thing. But I found it a little bit hit and miss. We'll have a look at it in just a second if I can get it to work. We'll see if we can get it to work. So, under weights again, Selfmade weight is just there. We can change the design colour, which is the colour of the railroad sections, or the main colour, which is the body of that whole unit, like that. We change the design colour of those to say, I don't know, let's go with red, so you can stand out against the yellow. So standard configuration has one in there, and then we can go up, adding weight in each time, and it adds more of them in. Up to 1,600 kilograms, like so. And then the other one is found under baling technology, the bale loader. Yeah, one bale round, 3 slots, which drops down to 1. We can change the main colour, which changes the main sort of sections. Then the ram and the other sections is the design colour, like that. The bale spikes themselves will stay red. Those are your options. So I'll just turn that off. So I say, I mean, the weight's a weight at the end of the day. We can raise and lower it. But this is the one that's got me a little bit puzzled. So, what we can do with it, let's move it around a little bit so we can see a little bit better, is we can lower the whole lot, like so. And then we can L1 and right stick up and down, raise it up. Now this goes up a fair old way as well. So for loading onto trailers that are slightly higher, and then if we raise the whole lot up, there's quite a bit of lift on that. It can be front and rear mounted. It's entirely up to you how you go about mounting it. But what's got me more puzzled is the auto load function. It seemed to be a bit hit and miss for me. Like I say, for me, it could be something I'm doing wrong. I do have a trailer over here. Let me just see if I can unstrap that one. Please unstrap. I was having trouble with this before. Let's do the rear one. That did work. There we go. So at the moment it's saying operating position. What normally happens is you click operating position, then it will automatically load up. So if I do it now, operating position, get up to, and it does say it has to be right in the middle. So we'll get it to about there and drive forward. Now, it has worked. Brilliant. So in operating position, that's picked up that one bale, auto loaded it. We can raise and lower it, do whatever we want with it. When we get to wherever we're going, we can unload bale here, unload bales, and it drops out of the forks. So it can make life a little bit easier, I think, if you don't like bale spikes and that kind of thing. But if you don't have that on, I don't think you can use it as a regular one. Let's just put it into transport position. Will it pick up a bale normally? No. So it will only work in its auto load. So operating position. So if I can get that to work again. So I know I'm a long way up from it. It just seemed to be a little bit, for me. Yeah, see, now it's not doing it. Oh, there we go, now it's done it. Just seems to take a little while to grab. It's something a bit different. Let's just say that. For a single bale, yeah, something a bit different in game, isn't it? So that's the tools pack by PolyCount Taz. Next up, we've got the Lizard 8 bale trailer, which I just took a bale off of. As you can see, 8 bales. Now these strap individually, as you've also just seen. I can do that one there, so the 2 at the back. If I go forward, it it wouldn't let me do them. So you've got to be right on top of it for that to work. This end wouldn't work. I'm pressing L3, I'm not getting anything happening. If I do it from a tractor, when it's hooked up, I can do it from in-cab. They will all strap or unstrap, no problem at all. Because these strap individually, what you can often do, if it's one strap that goes right the way across the whole lot, you can often put way more than 8 on, so you can stack them all up. But because these wrap individually, like strap individually, I don't think that's going to work. Because I was going to load a whole load on there and strap the whole lot down, but I'm pretty sure we'll only do one at a time. But it is designed for 8. This is 4.07 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. This is by Kastor, d-s-agrarservice. You will find it under baling technology as well. There you go, bale trailer, 3,500 to buy. Slot count drops down from 3 to 1. Design colour, anything on that palette. Job done. What I will do is just show you what I meant. I mean, you've been playing the game for a while and watching any of my mod reviews, this won't be a surprise, but from in-cab, R1 and R3, all straps on, all straps off, so you can do it from in-cab. For some reason it just seems to be a little bit temperamental out of cab. So there you go, the Lizard 8 Bale trailer. Next we've got these. This is the Lizard ATF 1330, not to be confused with the ATF, whole different ball game. We've got, well, there are 3 configuration types. We've got one which will haul grain and other various different things at 33,000 litres. Triple axle, front swivel axle, or we can have it in its bale loading configuration, which you can have left or right. So you can have it open this side for putting bales onto and then strapping down, or you can have it the other side open and this side up. As you can see, it has straps. There's no rear trailer hitch. I was going to hook them both together to bring them out here, but there isn't a rear trailer hitch on these. This is, did I say 4.30 megabytes download by Kxuyls. 4 slots each for the first one. These you'll find, I think this was under regular trailers. The ATF 1330, 42 grand. It'll take everything it says down the bottom there. We can change the design colour, which changes all the framework and chassis. Main colour changes the panels. Then rim colour, anything on that palette also. And then we've got the ATF 1330 at 33,000 litre capacity. Then we can have 1335 left, 1335 right. Those are the 2 bale loading options. Then back to its standard configuration. This will unload, I mean that's a bale trailer, but that will unload, I'm pretty sure it's, oh I should have grabbed the tractor, shouldn't I? It will unload left or right. There is no unload rear option on this, as you can see. That's by Kxuyls. Next we've got these. There are 3 in this pack. This is the Lizard PF65, or the Camara PF65, 10.2 megabytes download. These are 7 slots each by caleruega modding design. These are auto load bale trailers. This one will do 18 bales square. This one will do 22 bales round. This one will also do 18 bales square, but with each of them you do have the option to turn auto load off, which I've done for this one. It does have straps as well, so you can use it for pallets and other stuff as well. So having it auto load on or off is entirely your choice. Nicely made trailers. The suspension on these is madness. It's very soft suspension. It does say it has self-adjusting steering axle. Yeah, self-steering rear axle. So it has a rear axle that steers, which gives it a nice tight turning circle. But when I was bringing them out here, I honestly thought they were going to roll over, though it was so soft on the suspension. But what we'll do, again, open the menu. We'll hook up. So at the moment, it needs to be put into its operating position. Operating position, L1 and square. On go the bales, and they overhang at the back. Now at the moment, as I've always said whenever I do these sort of things, at the moment that's what I call ethereal bales. They're on there, but they're not on there because it's in its operating position, so nothing's really happening with regards to the trailer. As you can see, all seems rather nice. If I want to unload onto that trailer, if I do straps now, the straps go underneath because those bales have no mass, no meaning. If I unload bales, then unload bales here, you watch the trailer. That's some weight going on there. Now I strap them, they have mass, they have weight, and you'll see what I mean now when we turn. The lean on the trailer is, I'm going to hit that other trailer. Oh, that was close, just squeaked by. Yeah, we get a lot of lean on these. I mean, it's fantastic. I like the movement, but a little bit scary, although those bales are jostling. They should not be doing that. There's a bit of movement there. The round bale trailer is exactly the same. Straps go the same way. Loading and unloading is exactly the same. It's just round bales on the other one. To unload this, I need to put it into operating position again, which reloads them all ethereally. Undo the straps, unload bales, and rather unload bales here straight away onto the trailer, what I can do now is L1 and right stick side to side or up and down. I can pick and choose where I put them, fairly high as well if I want to put them up onto shelving or a hay loft or something like that. Then unload bales here again, it will drop them off right there. That's the auto load for square. It does exactly the same for round, and then that one I just, like I say, I didn't put auto load on. These you will find under baling technology. So the PF65 18 bales square. Options available. We can have a beacon light on the back, yes or no. This is the same for each of them. And then auto load, yes or no. That's your choice. And then the next one is the PF65 22 bales round. The last one will do 18 bales square. It's just a slightly different design for the front, sort of headboard type thing. That's the PF65 by Caleruega Modding Design. Next, we'll have a look at these, I think, on our way out to something which is quite amazing. Right, so these are, we've had a few of these. We've got a few of these in the mod hub. This is the Pöttinger top pack. This is by Konstii.ls Fabian Gogobear, 14.23 megabytes download. 7 slots, weirdly 7 slots for the smaller one, 9 for the larger, but the smaller one is actually longer. Although it's got a smaller disc on it, it actually goes out longer at the back, which is peculiar. I don't know why that is. It's odd, isn't it? So we've got the 280 and the 340, 2.8 metres and 3.4 metres. These are Windrowers. A few different options available on these. If we go to Windrowers, the top 280U, 6,000 to buy, 30 horsepower required, runs at 11 miles per hour. We can change the main colour, which is the disc, I think, on this one, from yellow to red, which does the main hub. Rim colour, we've got 2 different grey options. Then design colour, we've got yellow rubber new, yellow plastic new, and that's the top, the Pöttinger logo. We've got yellow fabric new, yellow plastic old, and yellow fabric old. And then we've got, on the attacher, we've got weight set ball, yes or no. And I think it's pretty much the same on the other one. Although this might be the other way around. Design first. Yeah, it does all design options first. Then it does the main colour, which is the hub. And then the same with the weight ball, yes or no. These unfold. Nice animation, putting all the tines on. You drop it down, you turn it on, and it windrows. Flicks the grass or whatever you're windrowing up against the board, like so. That's the 2.8 metre, and then the 3.4 metre. I put it down the wrong way round. I was thinking, why won't that hook up? Good move, MrSealyp. Smooth. Oh dear. Conscious of time, because there's a lot of mods again. It's a windrower, it windrows. There we go. The Pöttinger top pack by Konstii.ls Fabian Gogobear. Next, this is intriguing. This is another one I saw first of all and thought, not quite like that. Well, we've got another plough. This is the Lizard Gaisi, Gaisi, 3648. This is by Insight Design 3D and Farm Centro Sul. There are 2 different sizes on this, 15 slots and 12 slots, just so 17.02 megabytes download, and it's a plough. There's a 6.4 metre and there's a narrower one. which you will find, surprisingly, under Plows. KxuyLS 30,000 to buy, requires 240 horsepower. It's 4.7 meters wide, 15 slots. And the KxuyLS 52 grand to buy, 6.2 meters wide plow. And that one was, what's that, was 12. Yeah, 15, and it was less for the larger one, which is peculiar. Now, discs, we can have front discs smooth or toothed. We can have rear discs toothed or smooth. And then we've got wheel setup, 380 55 R17, 400 55 R17, or 420 55 R17. Just like different treads, different sizes on those. But that's not what's intriguing. What's intriguing is this. We hook up and we drop it down and we plough like a plough does. Okay, nothing much particularly intriguing about that at all, you say. Well, if I open this up and do L1, I've got the option to lift front loader tool. I can adjust the angle of my plough, which in real life you can adjust the height, depends how deep you want to go with your plough and that kind of stuff. So if I do L1 and right stick side to side, I can raise and lower that front section completely up and down. If I do right stick up and down, I can raise and lower the rear section as well. Like so. So I can adjust my depth. If you adjust your depth, if I do it like that and swing the whole lot and then drive forward, what you then get is a plough that, if I get the angle just right, let's go with that. Oh, come on, MrSealyp, it worked a minute ago. Well, I did it by accident the first time. Which will do that. Which will allow you to plough, but almost like fast ploughing. You've adjusted it so the depth of your plough is only just breaking the surface, but it will allow you to go a bit faster than you're supposed to be able to go. With a bit of fine tuning, you can get that to go at quite a speed. I do like the fact that it gives you a slightly more realistic look, because I'm watching a lot of the YouTubers, farming YouTubers that I watch, and they will spend a lot of time adjusting, and they will only want to go down with their chisels or their cultivators or their, you know, their, mine's gone blank about what some of them are called. An inch and a half, 2 inches, just enough to break the soil up, but not so deep, not like a subsoiler that's going right into the ground. So I love that as an option, that we can adjust these up and down, forward, backwards. If I tilt it the other way, will it break the soil? There we go, that way. I don't know, I think it's really cool. So there we go. That's the Lizard KxuyLS 3648 by Insight Design 3D and Farm Centro Sul. Vertical tillage. That was what I was thinking of. Vertical tillage tool I was thinking of. Not that it matters now, but I was. Next, we've got this. The Metaltech WP8 by Mat26, 3.98 megabytes download, 6 slots on console. This is a feed mixer, a trailed feed mixer, 8,000 litre capacity, nicely designed. You can unload left or right. We do have the option to put the steps down. I do need to check to see, because I didn't check to see whether that was working or not, but we will see momentarily. When you hook up to it, it will give you the bars you normally have for doing your mixes. Now, 8,000 litres is a tricky one. If you want to put straw in your mix, you might want to do it loose or using small bales. If you're going to do a total mix ration mix, because it's 8,000 litres, you could use 1 bale silage, 1 bale hay. You should get a perfect total mix ration. That's pretty handy. I like that as a capacity. This you'll find under animals. 26,000 to buy, requires 65 horsepower. It's 6 slots, which then goes down to 1. Options available, we can have standard wheel setup or narrow. Those are your options. So, as you can see, we've got the option to unfold mixer, which puts the ladder down. L1 and X puts the ladder down, like that. Or put it back up again. Turn on the mixer, turns on the actual mixer on the inside. Sometimes people use it, sometimes they don't. Again, it's entirely up to you whether you do or not. We do have the option for... oh no, that's for the front loader. But the mixing ratio at the moment is clear, but you want those bars to be green. So what should happen... oh dear, never works, does it? But we'll see. Can I get both these at the same time? Or is it not going to be my day? Probably not. Come on. Come on. Get in. Oh, I haven't got a front weight though, have I? That could get a little bit naughty in a minute, and that bale's going to come off. Don't come off. One silage, one hay. Please work. And what we should have, bars in the green, total mix ration. Boom! Very nice indeed. Let's see if that does work. It does. It says 8,000 litres on there. So the display is working as well. When it comes to unloading, L1, R1, unload here. Out to the left. If I switch it tip side right. Out to the right. I love the fact that when you start to unload that, as it kind of pushes out, it pushes that skirt up a little bit. Look at that. That's cool. As it lifts the gate underneath. And then what we should be able to do is have a look, and it should tell us on there how much we've got left. Yeah, 5889. Very cool indeed. That's the Metaltech WP8 by Mat26. Next, we've got this. I love the look of this. This is so cool looking. It's just maybe it's just me. Maybe you'll hate it, but I really like it. This is the pickup F1000 Brazil. This is by Conta Comigo modding, 14.48 megabytes download, 4 slots for the pickup and 4 slots for the bed. I'm not quite sure why the bed's separate, because there's not other beds that come with this, but you can just have it like that. Downside, there's no rear trailer hitch, which is a bit of a pity. Colour choices are really nice. I've gone for the Claas Monster Metallic, I think it is. It just has a nice look to it. I think that's what I'm enjoying about it. Undercars, 26,000 to buy, 200 horsepower. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, and there, like I say, there are a load to choose from. Purple metallic, the orange metallic's quite cool. Like I say, there's a whole load. Well, that looks quite cool as well, actually. And then wheel brand, we've got Lizard or Michelin. The Michelin is an off-road tyre. That's what it says there. Off-road. That's the vehicle. And then the back, I think it's under miscellaneous, under tools. Yes, there it is. 6,700 for the back section. Also 4 slots, and then you can pick whatever colour you want to match up with whatever you went for. Got a couple of supports sitting on barrels. I know it's a pickup, and it does have straps in the back, as you can see. Seems to have a nice wide load bed on it as well. L1 and X opens and closes the rear door. Lights, indicators. I think we can all probably guess what the horn's going to be. Nice bright headlights though as well. Looks like they've been swapped out from the originals. But yeah, it's cool. Now in the mod tab it says it goes up to 40 something. There it says it goes up to 75. Let's see if it's anything like the cyber thingamy Bobby. I think we're going to 40 something, aren't we? Not 75. It's going to take me all day to get up to 75. But yeah, that's nice. Should really have closed that, shouldn't I? That's the pickup F1000 Brazil by Conta Comigo modding, which brings me on to the last of the mods, I believe, for today. This is an absolute beauty. When I was doing the live stream podcast with DJ Goham and Clutch Simulations, they had a look at this. Was it the week before with TNT? I can't remember now, but wow. This is the Big Bud 450 1990. This is by JHHG modding. There's some awesome stuff in the pipeline from JHHG. We'll see what happens, whether we get stuff or not. 29.58 megabytes download, 30 slots, which isn't too bad at all. It's only about 189 grand to buy for a 450 horsepower tractor. It is crisp, it is detailed. And when you open up the cover, it opens the cover and opens up the whole cab so you can get to everything underneath. It looks brilliant. Again, that's only my personal opinion. You may absolutely despise Big Buds, but I like it. I think it's very, very nice indeed. This you'll find under large tractors. There you go, the 450 1990, 189 grand, yeah, 450 horsepower. Slot count drops down from 30 to 2. Options available, there aren't that many, but then you don't really need that many. It does have a rear trailer hitch for larger equipment on the back. We can have Michelin, Trelleborg or Mitas. Under Michelin, we've got the triples, which I personally like. We've got standard, wides, twins, triples. Obviously, it comes with the triples as standard. If you take those off, if you just go for a standard wheel setup to start off with, that's when it's 189,000. Obviously, it's a bit more expensive if you go for the triples off the bat. But it's only 209 grand for a 450 horsepower tractor. Under Trelleborg, we've got triples, we've got standards, twins, back to triples. And under Mitas, we've got standard, we've got twins, and back. There's no triples under the Mitas option. We'll jump in. Start it up. Horn. Look at the engine vibration in there. Belts turning, fan spinning. Lights. I love these angled 45-degree lights as well. Gives that a really nice spread. That was just my side panel for the extra high beam. Indicators up on the top of the cab. Get a bit of reflection off the exhaust there. Oh look. In cab. Wow. Detail in there. That's amazing. So, I know I'm sitting in it, but I'll turn the indicator off. So, L1 and left on the D-pad opens covers, which opens the bonnet, lifts the cab, so if you need to do any maintenance or repair work on it whatsoever, nice smooth animation. You can see all the detailing in there as well. I mean, obviously driving like this, it's a bit like flying Concorde, or at least taken off with Concorde, because it looked like that until the nose lifted. You wouldn't be driving like this. Turn the lights off. Close that back down again. Even the latch for holding that top open slides to one side to allow it to drop down. That attention to detail is amazing. Look at that movement in the body as well. A little bit of a twist, bit of a rock. That is lovely. Very cool indeed. The Big Bud 450 1990 by JHHG Modding. I think I've covered everything. I know it's taken a little while, but there were quite a lot. I do apologise. There is another new map out today, Greenlands by Peter716. I will get onto the map tour on that as soon as I possibly can. Yesterday, one of the maps dropped off the mod hub. We had Griffin, Indiana, Richport, and we had the Les Rizai del Nord. That's gone. It came off the mod hub. So if anyone's wondering why I didn't do a map tour on it, it went. Not sure why. So there you go. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.